Hey, what's up guys? It's Dr. Krisher here. Welcome back. It's been a while. Welcome back to another live. Today, what we're going to be talking about is how to pick the right gym for you. So Instagram's right here and Facebook's right there, and I'm trying to alternate between the two. So if I'm not quite looking at you all the time, please forgive me. So how do you pick the right gym for you? And just to show you that I'm serious, and if Rochelle's watching, this is a big deal. I've actually made notes on the topic. This is a question that I've been getting asked a lot lately. I thought that I would shoot a video and give you my 2 cents so when you're picking a gym, you can find the right one for you. What it comes down to, the most important thing, is that you are clear on what it is that you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to be a CrossFitter, it would make sense that you join a CrossFit gym. If you're trying to be a gymnast, it would make sense that you join a gymnastics gym. And I know that it sounds ridiculous, but oftentimes you can end up in the wrong place for what you're trying to do. Now, most of you listening to this probably want to lose weight and tone your body up a bit. So this is where the confusion lies in, right? What do I do? And you know, oftentimes when it comes to losing weight, going to the gym is not the most important aspect of it. In fact, it's staggering how little exercise you need to actually do to lose weight. Most of the weight loss comes from nutrition. So if you're really gung-ho on dropping weight, I'm not trying to tell you not to join the gym. I just want you to understand that training and exercise, yes, very important for other aspects, your nerve system, your mind, your mobility, muscle mass, increasing tone, all of those things are important, but if strictly weight loss is the name of the game, going to the gym is not the most important thing, even though I would argue it's still really important. So make sure, the point of me telling you all this is to make sure that your goals and your actions are, that what you want, you are following through with, and that you're in the right place. Now, when it comes to selecting a place to train, the number one thing and the first thing to consider is the environment. Are you happy? Would you be happy training there? Are you going to be happy with the people in the class? Do you like the owners? Do you like the coaches? Do you know the owners? Do you get to train by yourself? Do you get to train in a group class? What is it that you're looking for? And when you walk into the space, how does it make you feel? Is it intimidating? And we'll get to, a little bit of intimidating because you definitely, if you're looking to improve, you don't want to be the strongest or the fittest person in your gym because then there'll be no motivation to improve. But you also don't want to walk into a place where you're completely intimidated and you don't belong and it feels like the people aren't going to be relatable to you. So when selecting an environment, obviously you want to be comfortable, but you want to feel like this is a place where you feel comfortable getting uncomfortable and stepping outside of your comfort zone. And do you feel good with the people who are there? Do you like them? Would you want to be around them? So that's step number one, environment. Actually, that's step number two. Step number one is knowing what you want and making sure that your goals and your actions are going to be lined up. Step number two is the environment. Step number three, or point number three, is the programming. And this to me is the most important. Is there proper, I'm gonna screw this word up. Yes, you can laugh. I will not know if you're laughing at me, but is there proper periodization at the gym? Which means, is the person or the coach or whoever's responsible for doing the programming, is there even programming at your gym? Are you going to a gym where you have to get the programming on your own and you're doing the workouts by yourself? I know when I've observed people at West London CrossFit, which is where I train in my gym, the biggest changes has been, and the biggest value for people is knowing what to do when they show up, is having that programming set, is having proper periodization, which means that every workout builds on subsequent workouts. So it's not always the same thing. You are segmentally or systematically challenging yourself to get 1 to 2% better every single time you show up. And then when you multiply those results over a long period of time, you're gonna have tremendous success at the gym. This is also how athletes program, like Olympic athletes. You don't show up and expect to do, I know figure skating is on everybody's mind, but you don't show up and expect to do a triple Lutz on the first day. You build up to that skill. And the same thing happens with your training. Are you building? Is that programmed in? Is it happening properly? You've heard in the past that I'm not a big fan of boot camps, and what typically gets construed, and this might sound confusing to you because I would consider myself a CrossFitter, but I don't like what gets construed as CrossFit, which to most people means I'm going to do a whole bunch of really challenging movements until I grind myself into the ground. Not that there's anything wrong with the boot camp style or certain workouts on certain days of the week when you're doing 90% efforts or maximum efforts to the point where you're super tired or exhausted, but not every workout should leave you in that state. That can get really challenging. And over time, when we've looked at people who have done boot camps for an extended period of time, 5-6 days a week, multiple weeks, they end up fatiguing themselves, they overtrain, and they become injured. So one of the things that I would really recommend that you look into is making sure that the programming is on point, making sure you know who does the programming, and making sure that that person knows what they're doing. What's their certification? What do they look like? What are their results? What do people in the gym look like? Are they happy? Are they healthy? You have to get a certain vibe for the gym. So environment, programming, and the last one is accountability. And this is another huge one. When you are training at a big box gym, not that you can't be successful, there's lots of people there who are tremendously successful. All I'm saying is that the further you move away from accountability, the harder and more challenging it becomes to become successful. It's really disappointing to me as a human being that human beings, that us, myself included, we have no problem letting ourselves down. We have a harder time letting somebody else down. This is why I'm convinced this is one of the reasons why personal training is so successful with people, because you feel horrible letting that human being down. You're gonna show up, you're gonna work hard, and if you put the consistent effort in over a period of time, you're gonna get the results that you want. Now, the options are not anymore, thankfully. This is why the boxes are so great. The options are not anymore, do it by yourself or personal training. Now you can join group classes. And there's the beauty of group class is you're accountable, because there's people in the class who expect to see you and will call you out if they don't see you, which is amazing. And then there's the other aspect of there's somebody, if you've gone to group class enough times, there's somebody there that you're gonna look at and you're gonna think to yourself, she's not gonna beat me, I'm gonna beat her. And that motivation is going to help you get to the next level. So those are the things that I want you to consider, and this is the way that you're going to choose the right place for you. So again, knowing what you want. I'm gonna repeat everything. This is the most important thing. If you don't know exactly what it is that you want, and it's okay to change, just change and be clear. If you're always changing your mind, you're always going to be looking for something better or something different. And the goal, especially when it comes to fitness and to training, is to be clear on what you want and then commit to the path of getting what you want, because the further that you stray, especially in fitness and training, because it can take so much time, depending on your conditioning, that's when problems start to happen. So know what you want, and make sure that your goals and your actions are combined. That's really important. Number 2, get the good environment, the one where you feel good, you feel comfortable, but you're okay being challenged. Number 3, programming. Make sure the programming is tight. Make sure the person who does your programming knows exactly what they're doing. That's gonna be the secret to success. And number 4 is, just to make sure, is accountability. Make sure that there's somebody there. If you're not great at holding yourself accountable, make sure that the other person is. Guys, if this is helpful, if you have any questions, please leave them below. It doesn't matter what platform you're watching on, I will answer them. And if this has been helpful, tag somebody and share it, because I know they will appreciate it. And we'll chat with you next time. If you're in the open starting this Friday, I can't wait. I'm super excited. Have a great day. Don't laugh at me as I'm turning everything off, but I'm gonna turn everything off. Talk soon.